The mood is pretty good, especially after winning the last game, which was very important for us. Um you know, we haven't played collectively good cricket before the last game, and we all knew that. So it was up to us to get all the three formats together and get a collective performance in, and that's exactly what happened in the last game. And as MS has mentioned in the past as well, that everyone has been batting well, but because of these rule changes, sometimes you go out there in the middle and suddenly you're not able to hit boundaries. So you feel like you don't quite know what to do in that situation. So at that time, I think game awareness is very important, which I think all the batsmen collectively together were not able to do previously. So we figured out what needs to be done, and we were able to execute that. So that's always a confidence booster for the team. Everyone has got runs, which is a good thing. This Wankhede pitch should have more carry and bounce, and that's why I said it will be interesting to see with wickets that have more pace how it's going to play. So that should be a good thing. But otherwise, I think all the batsmen are in a good mental space and ready for the big game tomorrow. Well, I think it's, for me, a game like tomorrow is something that I personally as a cricketer like to be a part of, and you want to be performing in big games and actually winning the game for the team, because that feeling that you get after winning an important game and you having a significant contribution is something that as a sportsman it's very hard to replicate in any form of in any aspect of life otherwise. So that's something that's a craving as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure everyone will be geared up because you want to make an impact for the team in important games, and Wankhede is one stadium where we get a lot of support. It is very loud and people are very passionate about watching India play here. So we will have the crowd support, and that's obviously something that every cricketer relishes. The crowd behind you, 50,000 people, you making an impact in the game, and the team winning an important game and winning a big series as well. So I think those are the things that excite you as a sportsman, and I'm sure everyone else is as excited in the change room and geared up for tomorrow. The reason that I feel more sort of at home at number 3 is because I've played a lot of games there. I know I have a decent record at number 4 as well, but I've only played about 35 odd games there, and rest of 130 games I've played at number 3, 120 odd. So I think that's where I've realized what my game is at the international level. I've played at number 4 pretty later on, so I'm pretty sure and confident of my own ability at number 3, that I can sort of stabilize the innings and hold one end so that the team can benefit from it as much as possible. So that's always been my mindset, even when we look to chase a score. If I get in early at 3, I have the option or the opportunity to analyze what's going on in the game, look at the scoreboard and play my game accordingly, and then choose whatever bowlers to hit boundaries at different times in the game. And so I've been able to execute that. That's why I always feel more confident that I can control the game better as a batting unit, and sort of you need one guy to bat through. So if off late Rohit has been doing that job for us pretty beautifully. So that was the whole idea that I felt very good about in the last game, that even if one of the two guys, which is Rohit and Shikhar, don't work, at least I can have that mindset of batting through for the team. As long as both of them bat through, it's a beautiful thing. Then you probably might see me bat at 5 or 6 as well. The big hitters go up. So I think the whole idea is to give the innings more stability in my own mind, and look to bat through, which I always have liked to do for the team. See, everyone will not get runs every series. You have 6-7 players doing the job in the back. You'll only have per game maybe 2 players scoring big, and you'll have a couple of contributions, as to say 30-40 runs in every game. So I think he's been tremendous for us in one-day cricket from a long period. I think if you see the World Cup as well, that was a high-pressure tournament, and this guy stood out. He is very confident of his own ability, and he's someone, when he gets going, he can really take the game away from the opposition, and that's why we show so much faith in his ability, because he has that sort of different mentality. When he gets going, he can keep attacking throughout, and not many people have that. You might sort of be cautious in between, or feel like, should I play a shot, should I not play a shot? But with Shikhar, I think when he gets going, he can dominate throughout the innings, which is a very rare quality to have. So I think you have to back players like that, especially against big oppositions, because when they get a start, you know that they will dominate throughout and make it very easy for the batsman coming in. Well, that's pretty much, to put things in a nutshell. I think it has become a little more difficult compared to the rules in the past, especially in the subcontinent, surprisingly, because the ball's getting rough and old, and the wicket's not having too much pace. It's very difficult to get the ball away to the boundary. So I don't think it will be as difficult in conditions out of the subcontinent, because it might not be such a bad thing having 5 fielders outside. You'll have more chances to rotate strike and play cricket with lesser risk, I guess. Not having to clear the boundary every second ball. You can get a boundary and over and still have 7-8 runs and over. So it might be interesting to see how that rule plays when we play away from the subcontinent. But yeah, in subcontinent conditions, because the ball's getting old and the wicket's not having too much pace, it's difficult to get the ball away with that extra fielder outside the ring. Plus, with the change in the new rules, exactly what happened in the last game needs to be done. More of running, more of mental preparation to go out there and run more than hit boundaries. That's probably one thing that I was looking to do in the last game as well, and trying to keep the dot balls to a minimum. See, previously with the previous rule, it's always been that you sort of take the game till the end and sort of keep wickets in hand, so you can have a major boost in the end to chase scores down. But I think the need of the hour in this format or new rules is that you stay ahead of the game all the time, which I think is a challenge in itself. That's why physically it exerts you even more, because you don't have any time to relax or get your foot off the pedal, because the game just keeps going away from you. So I think it's very difficult to leave a 15 or 20 ball and run gap in the end. Say for the last 10, you can't afford to leave 80 in this new rule scenario. So I think you need to stay ahead of the game. So you're probably chasing 5.5, 6 max in the last 10. So you can still rotate the strike, play run ball, and still get your score chase. So I think in this new rule scenario, overs 20 to 40 has become very crucial. That has become the new 40 to 50, as to say. So I think smart cricket is required for a longer period in this particular situation, and that's one of the challenges that I have experienced playing with these new rules. It hasn't been easy to adapt to it immediately, but as I said, you need to stay ahead of what's happening, so you have to figure out what needs to be done when you're playing in different situations.